Hello everybody and welcome to InventorSearch.com. My name is Jim Walsh.
And I'm Eric Wheaton.
And today we're going to show you a couple different ways to maximize the door at an acquired structure. Eric, what are some of the drills we're going to cover today?
So today, like Jim said, we're going to see what we can get out of this single door at an acquired structure. First thing that we would start with would be a through the lock, which this door has actually already been done. So we'll bypass that just to point it out there. We can do it through the lock. The next step we could do is a conventional force. So we'll do a conventional force here, definitely showing with the metal door, metal frame, the techniques of gapping the door, which are definitely key on this outward swinging metal door. Then the next thing we'll do is attack these drop bar bolts. We'll do saw and as well as conventional. And then we'll do attacking the hinges, and also we'll finish it up with the doggy door effect.
And as you can tell from this door, what we've done, and once you see the inside it'll make more sense, but what we've actually done is we've put the bolts in ourselves. There's not actually a drop bar in this situation, but we've just taken some carriage bolts and put some wing nuts on the back so we can simulate this. So with just a little bit of prep time and a little bit of foresight, you can actually get a bunch of drills out of one door.
Hit, 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 hit. Stop.
Hit. Drive. All right, so even after the door is forced, there's still a lot of stuff that people can do. So you have the opportunity to rotate crews through. You saw earlier we did that crush technique to open up the gap, but we can still have other people practice that crush technique high and low and all different sides of the door. So Eric already did it low earlier for the force, but Eric, why don't you go ahead and give a couple hits there. As you can see, it just opens up that gap and makes it real nice for us to get the tool in. Let's go ahead and show this side over here. This gap right here is a real tight gap, which you might end up seeing on a structure. So this is when you would definitely need to, because if you try your Halligan now, Eric, you're probably not going to get it in there. It'll be real difficult to get in there. Certainly we could start hitting it, but we run the risk of delaminating and delaminating the door. So we're going to go ahead and do a crush here, and you'll see exactly how wide that'll open up there. All right, so one of the other things we can do if we need to, if crushing it's not working, we can also use the axe as a wedge, and we can try to get a couple of good hits with that in there as well. So that definitely starts creating that gap there, so we could easily get the Halligan in there. Again, we're not trying to force the door on the hinge side, we're just showing you that you can use the hinge side as well. Don't leave any metal unbent on this door. We're trying to maximize how many things we can accomplish on this door. Okay, what you can see that we've done here on this door, we just took a drill, we just drilled through it with a metal bit, and we just put some carriage bolts through with some wing nuts and washers. Now, what you could actually do if you were doing this for real is you could have 30 or so of these in a row and another set down here, so you can practice high and low. Each person gets 1 or 2 with the saw and 1 or 2 with the iron, so we can easily get a lot. Again, we're maximizing what we're doing with the door.
you saw, we were able to cut this top hinge fairly easy with the saw. One thing that's great for the crews to do when we have these acquired structures is operating the saw in unfamiliar fashions. If you notice, I was having the saw upside down like this because I felt that was the easiest way to approach that hinge. So it's a good time to practice those unique cuts.
All right, one of the other evolutions we can do with this door is something called the doggy door cut. Now we understand the doggy door cut, it's a very labor intensive cut. It's not going to be your first go-to cut, but it's one of those things to have in your toolbox, you know, in the back of your mind just in case you ever need it. Now with the acquired structure is absolutely the time to try it. What the doggy door does is most of the time we have supplemental locking, which a lot of times we'll see with the carriage bolts and so forth, but most of the supplemental locks that we find are at the waist level or the knob level and above. Typically you don't see many, I'm not saying all, you don't see many supplemental locks down here. And even some of the supplemental locks you see down here, this will defeat as well. The idea behind the doggy door cut is we're just going to do a simple horizontal cut all the way across, and then we'll actually be able to open the door, therefore bypassing all of the supplemental locks we would typically find. One of the things you need to keep in mind when you're doing the doggy door cut is it's really important that you cut all the way through on either side and also the back side. What ends up happening is once you cut through the first skin of the door, the saw blade ends up pushing on the back skin of the door. So make sure you bury that saw all the way to make sure you get the job done. Alright, again, the purpose of this video is simply to show you all the different ways you can maximize a single door. Don't just force it once and leave it. If you strategically plan it out, there's a lot of different evolutions you can do with one door. Matter of fact, you can make an entire company evolution out of it where everybody gets some saw time and some force time. Make sure that when you get the opportunity to use an acquired structure, you maximize the training for your crew and for your entire department. In this situation, you want to make sure you get as many cuts as you can. Even though the door is still partially intact, you can still just get some over-the-head saw work. You know, get everybody practicing that. You still have a couple hinges, and you could certainly have a couple more drop bar bolts to do.
Thanks for watching this VinRSearch.com video. Be sure to check out the website for more truck company related topics.